Well, Joe, I think at the very beginning when the NBA came back, they did have an uptick because there was nothing else going on. But what's happened since is there's just a glut. There's so much to consume. As you mentioned last night, you had the NBA Finals, you had the Game 1 of the American League Championship Series, and you had a Sunday night football game between the Vikings and the Seahawks, won at in the dying moments by Russell Wilson. So I think this is a big part of it. Now, we can't overlook the fact that clearly right now we have a very contentious presidential debate, and the cable news ratings are very high right now. They're over a 30% increase from last year. Generally speaking, sports ratings do decline in election years, and of course this year is. But I don't put a lot of stock, though there may be a small minority of people that are not watching these games because they have issues with social justice issues. I think that is a very, very, very small percentage of why the ratings are down.
And I always talk about, for me, and I really was just thinking about it. If I was like really putting a lot of money down on DraftKings or something, it wouldn't matter whether I put $5 or when it starts going south, I feel sick to my stomach with watching what happened to Dak yesterday. I'm not over that yet. And then who do they send in? Andy Dalton. I was like, no. And did you see the very first snap? You're like, oh, you're snapping it to me? So I was supposed to oh, sorry. Okay, next time it was unbelievable. But I don't see why that's not a tailwind, Patrick, really. A much bigger tailwind than it should be now that, you know what, it's not legal enough in enough states, I don't think.
Well, Joe, you bring up a great point, because one thing that everybody that works in the sports industry has been talking about is the gamification of sports. Ted Leonosis with the Washington Wizards, the Capitals, they're putting that into their facility where people can game once people come back. I know other teams are doing this as well, and even professional football teams. I mean, here's a league that didn't want anything to do with Vegas. Now they have a team in Vegas, and we have a summit coming up at Washington University on November 6th. We have a couple of guests that are coming in from different teams and talking about their new corporate partnerships with companies like MGM Bet and PointsBet. So, yeah, I think that that's increasing the engagement, but unfortunately you have all these other factors that are just fraying the viewership.
And Patrick, let me jump in. I don't want to leave out the fan aspect either. You know, right. Joe, sometimes, you know, when you're looking at these games, television networks really don't like when there's nothing in the stands, because it creates the illusion that the game isn't important enough to stay tuned in. They need those fans back in the stands. And so I was tuned into the Eagles and Steelers game. Why? Because just a little bit of people was in the fans. You saw a little bit of stuff, kids. So the little boy raising his rolling his towel. I like to see stuff like that, and I know television networks do too.
I think that's a key point, Jabari. And a lot of the college football, they got, I don't know, maybe 25%, but I hear them and they're still there and they're excited and watching what's going on. And I'll tell you, I was watching the other day, I was watching a baseball game, and bases were loaded, okay? And you know, if he walks in a run, I mean, it's going to tie the game or they're going to go ahead. And the pitcher was so nervous, but it was silence in the stadium. Yeah. It's just the guys in the dugout yelling. If they had been in the away, in the away stadium, and the fans had been there yelling at him about throwing a ball or walking it, it would have been a totally different ball game, so to speak.
And think about those Watchdogs screens when the TV networks get to zoom back, especially in baseball in the postseason, when you're waving your towel. I mean, that creates adrenaline for me. Right. I don't know what it does for you, Joe and Patrick, but it creates adrenaline for me so much. I want to turn up the TV just to feel a part of the action. So believe me, I can't wait till fans get back in the stands. I can't wait to get back into the arenas myself just to watch the games. And I'm sure television networks miss that.
Yeah, we were like doing just the simple dollars and cents. Well, you know, the fans, you know, it's much more important, the TV rights and watching on TV, but you forget it's almost synergistic to have those fans there. It makes it much better to watch.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.